congratulations to all of our charter chapters. I can't wait to see all that you will accomplish in the coming years. Just as they are creating FFA history today, Minnesota is home to many history makers who impact world history. Some of these people include Chris Pratt.
Wait. How historic is Chris Pratt?
Guardians of the Galaxy, Jurassic World, tales as old as time.
Tales as old as time? Even the original Jurassic Park is only from the 90s.
Exactly, the 1900s. Tales as old as time. Anyway, Chris Pratt, Bob Dylan, Chris Pratt, Judy Garland, Winona Ryder, Chris Pratt, Norman Borlaug, all people who impacted world history. And at FFA, we have our own set of history makers as well. We have so many supporters that are willing to make an impact on their communities, and we are going to recognize them here. We are inducting 8 people into FFA's own Hall of Fame.
The Minnesota FFA Hall of Fame is led by the Minnesota FFA Foundation. Alumni and supporters own Mr. Steve Olson and Bill. Let's welcome them to the stage to tell us more about this amazing part.
Good evening, Minnesota FFA. The Minnesota FFA Hall of Fame was created in 2004 during Minnesota's 75th anniversary to recognize individuals that have made a significant contribution of time, talent, and/or contributions to support Minnesota FFA members and agricultural education programs. Nominees are evaluated on 8 criteria relating to their support of ag education, FFA, agriculture, community, and philanthropy at the local, state, and/or national levels. To date, 222 individuals have been inducted into the FFA Hall of Fame. I invite past inductees to please stand. Please join me in thanking them. The Hall of Fame is a collaboration between Minnesota FFA Association, Minnesota FFA Foundation, and Minnesota FFA Alumni, which serves as the stewards for the Hall of Fame. The alumni organization includes former members as well as parents, local businesses, and community leaders that advocate for agricultural education and FFA at the local, state, and national levels. You do not, I repeat, you do not have to have been a former member in order to be a member of the alumni. This year's convention theme is Thrive. Fits very well as we recognize this class of 8 Hall of Fame inductees. Thrive means to grow, develop, prosper, and flourish. The Hall of Fame inductees have helped thousands of FFA members and agricultural educators thrive. One of the greatest pleasures in working with the Hall of Fame inductees is to read and hear their stories. This video provides a brief glimpse at those stories and why they support FFA members and agricultural educators.
Well, I think I built self-confidence. That helped me with my, I was just a plain ordinary farm boy and kind of shy and bashful and whatever. And I think it helped to give me some self-confidence that I could do some things that I probably hadn't thought about before. And so FFA is a confidence builder, and it's a leadership builder. I say get involved with the activities of FFA and give it your best. If I were to start over again, I would choose the same career.
I realized that a passion that I had all of a sudden could be part of my profession. And as I saw it as an opportunity to observe young individuals grow and develop into productive citizens in our communities and in society. So what am I most proud of? I think the first thing is the successes of former students. I look back at the successes of all those students and what they've accomplished is truly amazing to me. The bad news, good news thing. And basically, bad news, life flies by. The good news, you're the pilot. You can choose to put that balance in your life, and I really do encourage you.
Proud of an awful lot of students that were true leaders, successful in agribusiness, successful farmers. To this day, I look forward to visiting with some of my former students. My advice to FFA members would be take advantage of opportunities to participate. Taking a look at what's out there is a good idea, but then don't hesitate to jump in and become involved in committees or in contests and in leadership type activities. In my mind, FFA is the premier organization and the one that's dearest to my heart. There's some real opportunities out there. Education is great. There's some agricultural industry positions that are fascinating and offer just an awful lot of opportunity to broaden your experience.
But I think it has to come back to seeing these students succeed in the community, whether they're going on and going to college, or maybe they're going to two-year college, or some of them who just go right into industry, right into a career. Well, for one, the parents got behind me right away in that area with the banquet, helping support our banquet every year, but also the curriculum, making sure I had kind of the right curriculum for our community, and they would help me kind of go through our curriculum. They would also recently, probably in the last 10 to 15 years, start coming on board as alumni and helping me in different areas in the contests for FFA, but also, would you say, serving on my advisory board committee.
I've been very active in the foundation. I believe in the foundation. I believe in FFA and the need for additional funds to support those extra things that help enhance the program. The foundation is able to raise additional dollars that support, say, the state convention and the awards that the students receive. We are able to expand on opportunities with scholarship programs that we offer to students. We have a very new scholarship program that's open to all students that pursue an education in agriculture. I believe serving on the FFA Foundation gives me an opportunity to give back to the organization that's given so much to my family.
I'm most proud of being a person who cares about the student individually and coaching them and seeing them grow. And it's really interesting. You might see that they're not really doing so well in high school, but 5 years I'll meet them down the street or another business situation, and you see their growth. And it started basically back in high school and even middle school, whatever the case might be. So you never know what impact you had on the student. I just had the opportunity, especially in farm management, to really impact a lot of farm families.
AFSA is the Academy for Sciences and Agriculture. It's a public charter school located in Vadnais Heights, Minnesota, for urban and suburban students to learn about agriculture. You know, really, we all do depend on agriculture, and so many folks don't know that. I'm surprised every year by the students who come in and have no idea what agriculture is, and then I'm thrilled when students leave us and they can argue about the safety of pesticides or what sustainability it really is and what agriculture means to everyone's lives. Well, I've been here 20 years now, and we have grown from 42 students to over 420 students in grades K-12. All of our students take agriculture classes every year, starting in kindergarten. All of our high school students, 7-12, are members of the FFA. All of our students, grades kindergarten through 12th grade, do original science fair projects in one of our 5 pathways in agriculture. So really, agriculture literacy is what we do. The most proud I am is when a student comes back to me. I have a student who wrote to us and said, hey, I'm really glad that you had us do science fair projects because I now am a research scientist with a university, and I would have never been there without FSA.
If it wasn't for the ag teachers that helped me, I wouldn't be who I am today. And then have a group of alumni that really care. You know, our alumni organization is mainly people that don't have children that are actively involved, and they see the value in what it can do, how it can build character and leadership, and build leaders for the future. And this whole world we have is all about communications and relationships. And that's what one of the things FFA really teaches you, is how to get along with people and how to relate to people. Friendships. Friendships is the biggest thing I got from being involved in FFA. The people I go back to and the memories I have and the experiences I had. Being part of the contests, the CDEs, I did jury judging, obviously, proficiency, keeping records, getting a grasp on how that was going to help me make me a better farmer in the end, get a return on profit, teach me responsibility, and give me a little bit of money. That's what every teenager wanted, right?
It is my extreme pleasure to introduce the 2022 Minnesota Hall of Fame inductees. Pat Dingles from Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Charles Kraus, Buffalo, Minnesota. Carrie Lindgren, Staples. Becky Meyer, Vadnais Heights. Ronald Summers, Northfield. Dave Swanson, Hawley. And Erman Hewlin was not able to be here, but his grandson Seth is accepting the award in his place. Stan Vanderkoy, Buffalo. FFA members and guests, please join me in celebrating these individuals.
Thank you to Mr. Olson and Mr. Burns for the FFA alumni and supporters leadership of the Hall of Fame program. This year will be the first year since 2019 that we have been able to gather together as an association. This year was marked by adversity, but we're able to gather with no small part due to the efforts of a specific individual.
Whether it was navigating changes in facilities and regulation, maintaining relationships with faculty, learning how to navigate to a virtual world, or how to come back in person, Ms. Mary Buschetti stood side by side with the FFA organization. Her commitment to our convention, our organization, our advisors, and our students is a beacon of hope no matter the circumstance. And her dedication is not something new. She was a student advisor, and is an alumni of decades. Anyone who is lucky enough to know her knows her passion for this organization.
Sometimes a simple thank you seems way too small of a gesture to give gratitude to someone with such impact. So today we wanted to do something to honor your legacy of loyalty. And that's why we are establishing a new award modeled after your positivity, generosity, and track record of showing up for us over and over again. As its first recipient, we had to name it something appropriate, so it's an honor to present to you the very first Mary Buschetti Friend of FFA Award. Let's hear it from Miss Mary Buschetti.
Now, not every character in the Avengers has super speed, super strength, or the title of a literal god. Introduce Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye. Barton is simply an ordinary person making an extraordinary impact. And as FFA members, we are surrounded by our very own superheroes who make similar impacts in our everyday lives. The honorary degree recognizes these individuals for their outstanding support and dedication for our organization, even if they don't have Hawkeye-level accuracy with a bow and arrow. Please help welcome to the stage State President Emily Mateka for our honorary degree ceremony.
It is a privilege to welcome honorary members into the FFA, for it is our intent and purpose to recognize, from time to time, the efforts of adults on our behalf. At this time, will the Secretary please read the sections of the state constitution that provide for honorary membership?
Honorary membership: agricultural teachers and supervisors, school officials, persons operating or employed in agricultural business and operations, staff members in agricultural education who have rendered outstanding service to the State Executive Committee. Honorary members shall be awarded an appropriate honorary state degree.
Would my fellow officers please join me for the honorary degree ceremony at the podium? Oh, wait, excuse me, sorry, I forgot. Secretary Kozalik, will you please read the list of names of those who are to receive this honor?
President Mateka and fellow members, I'm proud to read the following list of names: Patrice Bailey, Charlie Blinn, Ryan Cox, AJ Dewar, Darren Erickson, Kurt Gersted, Jamie Gray, Eric Hoff, Representative John Hewitt, Dr. Kristen Kovar, Caleb Croman, Adam Miller, Chris Overbo, Dave Pauling, Tanya Schoenfuss, Christian Schwartz, Samantha Selmes, Jeremy Spitzer, Carol Terry, Chris Uter, Dan Wheeler, Gary Werkus, and Chris Yost.
Thank you. Would my fellow officers please join me for the honorary degree ceremony?
I welcome you as friends of FFA. It is my privilege as Sentinel to extend to each of you the symbolic handshake of friendship and brotherhood. Congratulations.
May I, as a reporter, inform you that the FFA is a national organization designed to develop agricultural leaders. Welcome to membership.
Your contribution as a useful citizen in our democracy serves as an example for our members to follow. As treasurer, I welcome you into our organization.
The FFA needs counsel and guidance from recognized leaders. It is my pleasure as secretary to add your list of names to our roll of honorary members.
As Vice President, I would inform you that FFA members come to appreciate the dignity of labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
On behalf of each and every FFA member, I wish to say that we are proud to have you as honorary members. May this affiliation prove valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect that we have for you that we have elected you to honorary membership. May you find help in us, and we in you. FFA members and guests, please join us in celebrating our honorary degree recipients. As we conduct our state degree ceremony, our region presidents will also join me on stage to recognize the recipients from their region. And now, without further ado, let's commence our 2022 state degree ceremony.
Our state degree recipients from Region 1 From the Ada Borup West chapter, Aaron Crane. Lane Hansen. Ryan Hoven. Katrina Quick. Anthony Rush. From the Detroit Lakes chapter, Bailey Johnson. From the Fertile Beltrami chapter, Katie Erickson. Emma Erickson. From the Frazee Burgess chapter, Paige Engel. Morgan Hanley. Trevor Hockett. Chelsea Hofer. From the Hawley FFA chapter, Joey Ockery. Wyatt Dunham. Turner Harrison. Darren Crocius. Ethan Magnuson. Levi Mickelson. From the Thief River Falls FFA chapter, Carleen Wild. From the Owen Hilterdal chapter, Gwen Fain. Allison Grove. Jack Larson. Casey Moore. Barbara Trego. Evan Yarva. Dennis Spaeth. Your state degree recipients from Region 2. From the Brainerd FFA chapter, Madison Plant. Andrew Kahi. Addison Hillman. Gabby Wills. From the Deer River FFA chapter, Faith Morris. From the Grand Rapids FFA chapter, Hannah Gross. Andy Linder. Gabby Drotz. Madison Janecki. Claire Schroeder. From the Monaga FFA chapter, Adam Spadensky. From the Park Rapids FFA chapter, Adam Keatsman. From the Royalton FFA chapter, Kaylee Rudolph. From the Sebeka FFA chapter, Mackenzie Kuschel. Tori Carlson. Kylan Warmbold. Hope Shapersky. Sarah Hensel. From the Silver Bay FFA chapter, Grace Swanson. Olivia Hendren. Haley Rattle. From the Staples Motley FFA chapter, Colton Converse. Brooke Converse. Addison Lorber. From the Wadena FFA chapter, Kelly Makala. Lily Romich. Cody Wolf. Your state degree recipients from Region 3. From the Albany FFA chapter, Emily Breath. From the Ashby FFA chapter, Benjamin Ludwig. Evan Paulson. From the Belgrade Bruton El Rosa FFA chapter, Santos Sorensen. Hillary Prentice. Shelby Anderson. Olivia Thieschafer. From the Brandon Evansville FFA chapter, Wesley Sierra. From the Hancock FFA chapter, Taylor Brandt. Zachary Carter. Serena Schaefer. From the Holdingford FFA chapter, Marissa Wire. Brittany Claphake. From the Melrose FFA chapter, Catherine Rohe. Brianna Moss. April Rademacher. Megan Punsack. From the Morris FFA chapter, Grace Mortensen. Noah Erickson. Taryn Pitched. From the Osakis FFA chapter, Eva Moore. Madison Dovier. From the Painesville FFA chapter, William Buggy. From the Ricori FFA chapter, Tyler Radka. Amber Bolton. From the West Central Area FFA chapter, Kennedy Porter. Meadow Christensen. Tyler Bess. Alana Olson. Your state degree recipients from Region 4. From the Academy for Sciences and Agriculture, Gina Devani. Aaron Devani. River Gecki. Liliana Wilhelmi. From the Bram FFA chapter, Allison Morrell. From the Buffalo FFA chapter, Barn Beerbo. From the Foley FFA chapter, Ava Gedex. Madeline Kremer. Jesse Sheffers. Dana Struffert. From the Howard Lake Waverly Winstead FFA chapter, Lily Brabowsk. Shelby Dolly. Blake Krenke. Emma Matheson. Tyler Otto. Carolyn Remmer. From the Malacca FFA chapter, Briar Gadapsk. Josie Linder. Paige Moorer. Zach Timmer. From the Mora FFA chapter, Corbin Colley. From the Stillwater FFA chapter, Morgan Delaney. Catherine Miller. Your state degree recipients from Region 5. From the Atwater Cosmos Grove City FFA chapter, Eric Melbourne. From the Benson FFA chapter, Emma Ashman. From the Bold FFA chapter, Jerzen Kopka. Kiara Stye. From the Canby FFA chapter, Megan Toll. From the Cedar Mountain FFA chapter, Keegan Lorraine. Madeline Mage. Tanner Mathowitz. From the Eden Valley Watkins FFA chapter, Cadence Karen. Jennifer Kip. Tegan Ludwig. Alexa Orbeck. From the Glencoe Silver Lake FFA chapter, Caleb Beshman. Elise Betcher. Logan Klaus. Kiana Dolzal. Kyle Hagan. Afton Nelson. John Ramige. Zoe Rushmeyer. Elizabeth Schmeg. Emily Ward. From the Hutchinson FFA chapter, Justin Henke. Carter Kosek. Tori Coasters. Rachel Visser. From the Kirkhoven Murdoch Sunberg FFA chapter, Lance Sawatsky. From the Kimball FFA chapter, Isaac Thies. From the Laquaparo Valley FFA chapter, Ella Hamrud. Michaela Coa. Brock Traeger. From the Litchfield FFA chapter, Abigail Schouts. From the McRae FFA chapter, Andrew Jansen. Bryn Lazinski. Caden Hughes. Kaylin Hughes. From the Minneota FFA chapter, Brooke Morris. From the Montevideo FFA chapter, Lauren Denny. Casey Pauline. From the New London Spicer FFA chapter, Grace Graton. Brianne Holmquist. From the Redwood Valley FFA chapter, Jack Frank. Anna Kraus. Catherine Madoc. From the Wilmer FFA chapter, Lily Thompson. Your state degree recipients from Region 6. From the Edgerton FFA chapter, Braylon Cratched. Jaden Weinkoff. From the Fulda FFA chapter, Adrian Schwaller. From the Heron Lake Okabena FFA chapter, Evan Madsen. Ellison Bang. Cameron Beckman. Taylor Haberman. Madeline Coa. From the Hills Beaver Creek FFA chapter, Samantha Moser. Carter Hartz. Andrew Harris. Danette Leaderns. Donovan Leendertz. From the Jackson County Central FFA chapter, Peyton Benda. Alana Freaking. Kate Ziska. Molly Turner. Maya Reed. Keenan Ambrose. Dylan Withers. Zach Rasmussen. From the Martin County West FFA chapter, Evan Robin. Hayden Janke. Zoe Tate. Tanner Sin. Kylie Betton. Levi Ebeline. Isaac Streamer. Lillian Krogman Gibson. Kelly Betton. Jacob Fiala. Kelly Crunk. Ella Myers. Sway Buckmeyer. Lauren Barchart. From the Mountain Lake FFA chapter, Devin Rempel. Miriam Reed. Ian Penner. Cade Wassman. Haley Green. Aiden Renhelt. From the Pipestone Area FFA chapter, Cole Paulson. Josephine Sutherland. Tiana Muller. Emily Nelson. From the Russell Tyler Rutherton FFA chapter, McKenna Greenfield. Dalton Meckie. Casey Swanson. Abigail Stanek. Caitlin Cowell. Brady Gifford. Taylor LeCheck. Faith Thompson. Madison Wells. From the Sleepy Eye FFA chapter, Jacob Schultz. Sophie Kylanen. Brennan Meyer. Caitlin Capaccia. Madison Helgett. Alexis Garza. Wyatt Barnes. Presley Bauer. Taylor Lambrecht. Carmen Lent. From the Springfield FFA chapter, Caleb Hager. Wyatt Schmidt. From the St. James Area FFA chapter, Jacob Runge. From the Tracy Area FFA chapter, Annika Hook. Margaret Dolan. Madison Johnson. Tony Nelson. Jasa Davis. Dakota Cotran. Camille Dolan. William Elf. Patrick Dolan. From the Worthington FFA chapter, Isaiah Noble. Alex Marzarigos. Luke Gordon. Abby Bristow. Emily Bosma. Your state degree recipients from Region 7. From the Albert Lee FFA chapter, Kendra Smebby. From the Alden Conger FFA chapter, Kane Purdy. From the Belle Plaine FFA chapter, Aiden Cooper. Greta Steinhagen. From the Fairmont FFA chapter, Mia Alexandra. Carissa Ray. From the Faribault FFA chapter, Hannah Wetzel. Johanna Gerke. From the GFW Pioneer Express chapter, Jessica Wilgell. Ben Buranek. Andrew Burns. From the Glenville Emmons FFA chapter, Logan Hajek. From the Granada Huntley East Chain FFA chapter, Annika Jensen. From the Janesville Waldorf Pemberton FFA chapter, Brooke Jar. Kirsten Tell. From the Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial FFA chapter, Caleb Peterson. Austin Ward. From the Mankato FFA chapter, Jenna Kelton. Jacob Moore. Sophie Duck. Hilaria Ponce. Bryn Bolke. Lander McMichael. From the Medford FFA chapter, Lynn Larson. Emily Kappas. From the New Ulm FFA chapter, Tylee Sondag. Sam Schwab. Jarrett Platts. Ali Schwab. From the Owatonna FFA chapter, Jace Ketsung. Evan Melby. Natalie Majek. Anna Fox. From the Sibley East FFA chapter, Lillian Doze. Colby Brandt. Jessica Widmer. Claudia Gronzels. Cole Bauer. Jacqueline Wibstead. Morgan Hallquist. From the Southwest Metro FFA chapter, Hunter Gertz. Gavin Fahy. Preston Kess. From the South Central Agri-Science Academy, Michaela Moline. Jackson Whitty. From the Tri-City United FFA chapter, Martin Malacha. From the United South Central FFA chapter, Calden Hupper. Hannah Meyer. Daniel Muchler. Blake Schroeder. Stacy Adams. Hunter Bruckoff. Nathaniel Clore. Zale Bushlack. Caitlin Funder. Colton Quad. Ali Stencil. Gabe Schroeder. Levi Hinckley. From the Waseca FFA chapter, Jaden White. Riley Lynch. Your Region 8 State Degree recipients. From the Austin FFA chapter, Riley Hetzel. Ryan Van Pelt. From the Chatfield FFA chapter, Madeline Clemens. Kelsey Goldsmith. Colton Gunther. Eli Hopp. Tessa McMahon. Zeta Preby. From the Goodhue FFA chapter, Laura Jacobson. From the Hayfield FFA chapter, Brooke Bauer. Isaac Beck. Aiden Mangard. Caitlin Meargard. Steel to Bay. From the Kenyon Wanamingo FFA chapter, Buck Altenbruns. John Smith. From the Spring Valley Wyckoff FFA chapter, Emily Cruz. Emily Miner. From the Lanesboro FFA chapter, Lydia Betts. Adam Roon. Brielle Roon. Carson Roon. Trevor Roon. From the Leroy Ostrander FFA chapter, Anna Welsh. Kylie Welsh. From the Lewiston Altura FFA chapter, Megan Gredden. Caitlin Ketchum. Matthew Schell. Kaylee Steele. From the Pine Island FFA chapter, Lauren Wangsness. From the Plainview Elgin Millville FFA chapter, Julia Arsvold. Lara Burnett. Beth Holst. Abigail Meyer. Sophie Stelling. From the Randolph FFA chapter, Mara Halcock. Ella Heglin. Bailey Kuhn. Caitlin Radman. From the Southland FFA chapter, Cole Sheely. From the St. Charles FFA chapter, Landon Decker. Elena Reps. Olivia Sopa. From the Stewartville FFA chapter, Brody Erickson. Samantha Feen. From the Triton FFA chapter, Kaya Avery. Brianna Klojeski. Dasmond Marquardt. From the Winona FFA chapter, Nicole Ty. From the Zumbrota Mazeppa FFA chapter, Bobby Ray Benson. And this concludes the Minnesota FFA State Degree recipients.